Manufacturing teaches us something important. Change doesn't happen through intent alone. It happens through systems, decisions, and consistent leadership. And that is what our next segment brings to life. With that energy, we move on to the next segment, which is 4 companies, 4 stories. This brings real-world execution to the forefront. We will hear stories, success stories from women-led teams and manufacturing plants. Stories that reflect leadership in action, problem solving on the ground, and progress built through consistency. Each organization will share practical insights into what has enabled achievement, growth, and resilience within manufacturing environments. So first up, we have Gargi Deshmukh, Head of Talent Acquisition, Employer Branding, DEI, and YTM, and Chaitali Chandola, Lead Talent Staffing Governance, Employer Branding, D&I, from CFI Aditya Birla Chemicals.
Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome. I'm Gargi, and I'm extremely happy to present to you the Aditya Birla Chemicals story. Let's get started. So what are some challenges that one has to deal with when we are looking at a manufacturing location? The fact that it's a manufacturing location is the first and primary challenge. Businesses growing is not a challenge, but businesses growing and demanding talent, demanding diversity, and it's a challenge. 3M, this is something that we've coined internally, which is to say marriage, maternity, and mobility, which is to support life stage-related aspects for every woman. Those are 3 primary challenges that one has to deal with. So what is our strategy? Let's come straight to what our strategy is. We believe in a 3-pronged approach: attraction, engagement, and development. So I would like to pick up on a few pointers that are written out there. How do we go about it? So while this is our strategy and multiple aspects are covered, one way we do it is we do focused outreach to women talent pools, and I will cover an example in the subsequent slides. We have a DEI storytelling in employer branding that is covered as a part of our narrative that we do on social media. We have transparent and meritocracy-based promotions, ensuring pay equity for women, also helping them navigate transitions. I think the panel put it forth, Chandra mentioned it. Transitions are critical phases in any woman's life, and how we support them during that transition becomes equally important. And also build a safe space for women to express their thoughts freely. For this, we have an intervention which is called Open Hearts, Open Minds, which actually gets women to open up with each other, share their ideas with each other. We also have what is called an employee resource group, which is created at Aditya Birla Chemicals across our units. Now, these are forums of women for women, and they are led by them, where they discuss issues internally, what is the kind of success stories that they want to bring about that specific unit. So how do we go about it? We have a higher referral payout where women candidates are referred in. Focused role hiring, so roles are actually identified which are women-specific, for which women are hired. We have a program internally which is called Herald. Herald is a women leadership development program which is specific to Aditya Birla Chemicals. Revolve is a very interesting intervention. So how this works is women from one unit will travel to another unit, network with them, also get an additional exposure to the other unit in terms of what are the processes there, and build that camaraderie. We have inclusion workshops for managers. Infrastructure readiness is a very, very important factor when it comes to manufacturing. Each of the units has to be ready from an infra standpoint. There's pay parity, which I already mentioned. There's engagement, community building. Voice of women. I think this on this slide is a very, very important pointer. The reason it's important is that we do capture the voice of women, how they feel, how their managers are treating them through our annual survey. And the moment this survey is done, all those inputs are taken on board. And the team centrally will look at these inputs to say, let's hear what women have to say and what are the areas that we can work on. Safety and wellness, I think, another very, very critical factor, whether it's a 24/7 helpline. If women are working in night shifts, then how do we enable that for them? So do we have security, which is also women, which is kind of supporting this intervention? We have health checkups with mammography and gender-neutral zero-tolerance policies. Travel, which is designed in such a manner that it's more friendly towards a woman. Some unique interventions is what I will cover in the next few slides. So for moms who are on their way back to work, we offer a bouquet of range of services in the sense that they get reimbursed when they do local travel when they come back to work. You secure your performance rating for a 2-year period. You can take your child and a caregiver to an official outstation, so that's over and above. So each of these is really group-wide. It's a unique practice that the group has introduced, and it goes a long way in terms of the woman feeling that me and my child are taken care of. As of today, out of our 13 locations, in 10 of them we have established a creche, and the creche is running fully for kids who are under 5 years of age. We are also looking at introducing a reimbursement policy for kids who are in the age group of 5 to 10, where they would still require continued support in the evenings. A few success stories, whether it's our CHRO, who has gone out there and actually framed some of these policies, to who you can see on the screen, Dhanyata and Fanata, who've actually won Chairman's Awards internally. We celebrate each of these success stories on our forums on LinkedIn and congratulate them in a manner. We also encourage our women. So a lot of our stories also feature women who are in manufacturing at the shop floor to actually get this message across out there. Our recent new initiative that we've worked on is actually rebuilding careers and reigniting potential, which is about bringing back mothers to work. We're doing a targeted approach on this one, where we're looking at one unit to begin with, where we have about 12, 13 jobs as a pilot to see how this is working out for us. This campaign, Shenovators, is one thing I want to highlight because it's been a huge success for us. Shenovators as a campaign targets women in Gujarat. This is primarily run on LinkedIn. We had 600 plus applications from Gujarat which came in through this route. And a large chunk of that has translated into hiring. Like we said, we're chemical manufacturing, Gujarat-centric. So given that that becomes a target area for us to focus on, this is something that's worked really well for us. So where do we stand today? We stand at a diversity percentage of 12, and we've seen a year-on-year increase of 0.21%. Our annualized attrition has been lower in this year as compared to last year. Like I mentioned, 10 out of 13 units already have a creche facility, and each of our women is supported through a buddy program. This is where we stand today. We just wanted to share our story with you. If you have any questions, we can take them offline. If you really want to chat about what it means to be a woman in manufacturing, Chaitali and me are here to take on any questions that you'd like. Thank you.
Thank you, Gargi and Chaitali, for that lovely sharing. Next up, we have Prajakta Patil, Head HR, Chakan Facility from Hestamp. Let's welcome her with a warm round of applause.
Good morning, all. Thank you for all being here. So I'm representing Gestamp India, and my name is Prajakta Patil. So I'll just take you through my company profile first. So today we talk about Gestamp, what we are doing, what is the policy for inclusion of female employee in our organization. Then about our core commitment to equality and inclusion. Spotlight about the success story from our shop floor and the key initiative which we have taken for our employee. And the impact and future roadmap which we have planned to hire a female employee more into our organization. So this is all about the organization that we are having around total, Gestamp is formed into 1997. This is Spanish MNC. And in India, they have formed their first plant. They have marked their footprint in 1997. And we are into manufacturing industry, into chassis, then into BIW, and into welding industry. So we have marked our footprint into the 24 countries. We have total 13 R&D center in all over the world, and we have total 43,000 employees now in all the plants. So these are our capabilities. So we are the strategic technical partners in the leading OEMs. We are specifically for the VW. In Pune, our footprint is only for the VW. And we are into the GIT delivery. So pan-India, we have, in India, we have total 4 plants where we have marked our footprints, and that is into the JIT delivery. So we believe in safety. We believe in safety, then performance, weight, and the cost. We always compare this about our product into the chassis and BIW. We are the global auto leaders in into the market. So these are some examples, like we have our EDI committee, specially dedicated for the inclusion of policy. But this is not the only policy on paper, but definitely this is the promise which we do to our employee every day, and about their inclusion, to make them to provide them the safe environment. We include the policy. They start from the hiring, to give them training, to give them promotion, to pay equally, including the working conditions which we provided them. We have the scholarship program especially for women employees, where they can pursue their master degree in program management. They can go to Spain. They can pursue their this is residential program for especially women employees, which we are providing them for 2 years. And they become the manager for the any particular project, and after that we are providing them some projects for particularly this manufacturing related. We have zero tolerance for discrimination. Even we have the transparency, fairness in all our processes. We don't have any negotiation into the safety related policies. So we we take strict action against the safety violations. So this is our mission, to create a place for work for the women. We prioritize that. And even we have the target for 2026 that we will hire 20% of female employees in our shop floor. These are the inclusion policies which we have covered here. So these are some examples, like sir mentioned in recent panel discussion, that in maintenance department, it was a myth that women employee cannot work over there. And people who, manager earlier only asked us to hire women employee in maintenance department only for to do SAP entry, to do the documentation part of spare management. But we do hire, hire the employee here, female employee, we train them. And now I can proudly say that our employee, she is participating in the breakdown activity of every robots, like we have Fanu, Kuka robots, and she is participating into that. She worked in night shift. She handled the breakdown very positively. We always heard that there are stereotype industry, and in weld industry, people, means women employee, they can work onto the shop floor, but only in assembly. But we break the stereotype and we train the employee, means we hire 20 welders, we train them with the external agency, we check their competitiveness, we train them, we check their competitiveness, we check their assessment, and after that we have hired 20, means we deploy them into the shop floor for welding. And I can proudly say that our one of the employee, she won the, she was participated into the national best welder competition and she got the award into that. So Miss Shefali Bera, she won the award in national skill competition for the best welder in female category. These are some success stories which I would like to explain here. These are our employees. These are very few success stories which I can explain here due to time limit. So Miss Shubhecha Patil, she joined us as a trainee, but she developed herself. Now she is working as a team leader and she is leading the team of 20 female employees. In our weld shop, means though we have target of 20% in our overall strength, for this year, but in our weld shop, I would like to mention that we have 40% of female participation, and that is into the welding actually. So Shubhecha, she got hired through the trainee policy. After that, she took that challenge. She took herself that she can hire the female employee, and now proudly she has hired 40% of female employee in weld shop, trained them, and now she is working as a junior production leader over there, and she is handling the team. She is working, she is mother as well as she is handling the team in shifts also. Second one is Chanda Patiti. So she took break. She was the, she came from really from small town, but she took that challenge. She always saw her father in welding field, and she took that challenge. She aspired from him, and she took, after her marriage, she took break of 8 years. She has 2 kids, but after that she pursued her welding diploma, and she joined us. And now she is handling the line as well as she is performing the welding at our shop floor. So continue with our journey. We have already taken target that 20%, means earlier it was only 14%, but we are taking stretch target to hire now 20% of female employee against our total strength. And this year we have targeted that at least we have already achieved the target in weld shop of 40% women employee, but now we have taken target that we will hire the forklift driver as well for material movement, and we increase our participation into that also, because we have started this initiative from last year, and now this year we have trying to increase this number, and this is the target for this year we have taken. So these are the just few examples which I have given you. Apart. So just I would like to show you one video about our diversity.
Hestan thrives on a mosaic of talented individuals represented by 90 nationalities from 24 different countries, creating an enriching environment that stimulates innovation and creativity. We believe that every member of our team contributes to Hestan's success. That's why we are dedicated to nurturing the professional growth of our employees through comprehensive training, skill-based workshops, and ample opportunities to advance.
From pay parity to safety, we at Gestamp are fully developed an inclusive organisation structure. We ultimately look at diversity, inclusion and gender as part of our long-term strategy here in the region of India. We've seen significant improvements in our gender diversity policy through a safe and inclusive working environment. We as Gestamp fully recognise the importance of people as architects of our success. And with our female workforce now, we're seeing another dimension to our diversity portfolio and our value creation here in India. We're very proud of Gestamp in India.
At Gestamp, our commitment to an inclusive workplace transcends words. We strive to provide our people with the best aid for a collaborative work style, regardless of their age, gender, race, or nationality.
Thank you also. This is all about the inclusion of female employee in our shop floor.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for everyone who is here. It's a fantastic opportunity to be present at a female-oriented summit. This gives me an immense pride how female want to grow in their lives, make their careers, balance their personal and professional lives. My personal experience has been life always comes with choice. Even though sometimes we may say that we don't have a choice, we always have a choice to make. And it's our mindsets which will help us to make those choices. I think so, and I feel definitely that the way we as women are growing now, I think it's fabulous. The way our population is more now balanced in terms of females and male, that itself shows how we are growing as females. We always see that we have a family that is priority and take care of, and then work, we try to make it as secondary. What I would say is both can stay as top priorities and managed very well. And it's not about the quantity of time. This is what I heard from one of my ex-bosses, and he was a male boss. What he said is, it's not about the quantity of time that you give to your family. It's about the quality of time you spend with your family, right? The same goes for our work also. It's about what is that quality. And I feel that as women, we make it a sincere effort to balance out our time, being punctual, being committed, being hardworking. This is how we take care of things so beautifully. We do not spend long hours sitting there having tea breaks or a smoke break most of the times. We are very conscious of time. And within the given time, we try to be the best in our office. And that's how there are a couple of surveys also wherein it shows that how females deliver more than men. Okay, no gender being biased. It's not a feministic view, but this is a real fact which many surveys have also came up with, right? So, and I have seen one of my earlier company's plants. It was an automated plant, and the target was to have maximum female employees in that plant. We thought that it will be very difficult to be, because that was out of 5 plants in the same location, it was one plant which had this target, and it was a brownfield project. Did we achieve it? We achieved it. And that particular team, the female employees on the shop floor, set a precedence for the other plants, other 4 plants over there. And then the work culture changed, the work environment changed, the way people, the shop floor employees were talking to each other during the canteen discussions, cafeteria discussions, it all changed. So that's the kind of impact a female can bring in to the lives of everyone. I strongly believe that a female should enter in the professional life, make their careers, because one female working in a family brings a lot of change across in their family, especially for their kids, the elderly in the family. She can do a right thing for everyone in her family. As I was sitting through, I was thinking, okay, this was last minute for me. I was traveling. I just came in yesterday from our China plant. So, and then this came suddenly, that Prajakta came and said, okay, will you be coming and speaking? I thought, okay, fine. What I would say is it's very important that some qualities that we have, and it is inborn qualities with which we are with. One is being humble. I think we can be humble, and looking at us as role models of being humble, our other colleagues will also start behaving it similarly. It's about we starting to do that, and we do that very beautifully. Empathy. Empathy is, again, another aspect which I feel we have it within us, right? And if you look around, this is the most common thing which we experience from any female. The next one is, what I see is we respect the other people's thought. We are not straight enough to say that, okay, this is my way or highway. We don't do that, my way or highway. It's rarest of rare a female would say, it's my way or highway. We would ask everyone to have their suggestions, views, and we see that the decisions evolve out of this, right? That's beautiful quality a female has. What I would say is we need to respect ourselves. We need to value the contributions that we make to ourselves, to the families, to the organizations that we are working, and the society at large. So let us continue to do that and be proud of ourselves. And it's not necessary that we go with that pace of the curve has to be like this always. And it's okay to have some plateaus in our life sometimes. It's okay to be in that flow. We normally would get stressed if we do not see this. We don't like this. We want this always. So it's okay. Sometimes such phases will happen wherein, okay, at family side, you will have to do some compromises, sometimes at the professional side. But as female bosses, managers, or being in leadership team, what my humble request for everyone, every female leader is, let's look at each one of our colleagues with that lens, wherein we give that time and space to cope up with things around them. So these are a couple of words from me, and I see that, and I witness this in Hestamp a lot. We have programs like Female Connect, which happens every month in every plant. As Prajakta was mentioning, we have 4 plants in India. 2 are in Pune, 1 in Gujarat, and 1 in Chennai. And across all plants, I see that we are making it possible. We have 1 plant which is in Gujarat. It's in Bhagapura region. That's very remote location. I was surprised to see that females were willing, after looking at the location of the plant, it's pretty remote location, the team was able to get in female employees to such plant. It's a remarkable achievement for the team over there. So I feel that females can do anything and everything on this earth. These are my last words for this forum. Thank you so much.
Now we'll move on to our next story. The next person is Neelima Kulkarni, Site HR Head, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. Let's welcome her with a warm round of applause.
Good morning to all of you. A warm welcome to the She Summit. It's very nice to see all the women who work in manufacturing. I want to introduce myself. I'm Neelima Kulkarni. I am from Hyderabad, basically born and brought up in Hyderabad only. I'm Maharashtrian. I'm very well aware about Marathi also because I come to Amchi, Mumbai. It felt very nice when I came to Mumbai. And I am currently working as a site HR head for 3 manufacturing sites of Dr. Reddy's located in Hyderabad. Those are purely into chemical manufacturing sites of Hyderabad. So I just want to showcase the story of people working in manufacturing for Dr. Reddy's. So as many of you know about Dr. Reddy's, it's one of the global pharmaceutical company, majorly works into API manufacturing company and formulations. As you said, our main motto is to accelerate access to affordable and innovative medicines because our motto is good health can't wait. And our end goal is to reach the maximum patients across the India and the world. And till FY25, if you see, we have almost reached 756 million patients. And our majority of core businesses are into generics, where I am working currently. Generics is scattered across India into 18 manufacturing plants, primarily into API and formulations manufacturing plants towards Himachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. And we have API and services. This is mostly into front-end sales, and services means R&D, mostly into CRO and CDMO services that we give. And we have innovative medicines, that's mostly into Neriva and Nestle. And we have consumer health, which is our Nestle business. And when come to our ESG goals from a diversity standpoint of view, at Dr. Reddy's, we have taken a commitment on the ESG goal. The first goal is on to building 35% women into senior leadership by 2030. And second ESG goal is on the having a woman footprint across the organization by 2025 as 50%. So these ESG goals have been cascaded to each leader, each site in everybody's scorecard across SLT so that we can track the numbers and what are we doing to achieve this. From last 5 years, once we have taken this goal, this is our achievement. From last 5 years, 55% increase in women leadership and 7% increase only in women in manufacturing. I'm very proud to say that today we are at 18%. When we started, we were around hardly at a single digit, but today we are at 18% only in manufacturing women. And overall women diversity is at 22% for Dr. Reddy's. And many of you have spoken, and even initially, Anjali also spoke and Chandra also spoke on the common challenges that we face in the manufacturing industries. We are also we are also close on the similar kind of challenges that we are facing. One on the talent scarcity, because we have a lack of pool of people who doesn't want to work in the manufacturing industries because there's a 3-shift, people have to work 365 days, almost all 6 days in a week, and they have to come in the early morning, 3 o'clock, same challenges that we also face. And there's no talent in the industry, there are no role models. And then second is perception and bias that women cannot do these kind of roles. These roles is not the women can do, like people working in, few people have said they're working in mechanical, people working in engineering services, people working in water systems, people working in electrical. So these kind of roles are not, even production also, people can't work in clean rooms because they have to completely do the gowning when they have to work in the clean rooms. So these are the perception biases that we get from the leaders and even from the employees. And work environment, definitely safety and health, because I have to work in manufacturing, there are a lot of health issues become, there are a lot of asthma issues we get, and there's a safety issue, 365 days, 365 times, even C-shift you have to work. These are the challenges we also get, and how did we overcome this? So when, on the first point on the talent scarcity, this is one of our flagship program that we run in Dr. Reddy's, SMT, we call it as SMT, Self-Management Team. This we started in the year 2002, and from last 20 years, we have around taken 4,400 employees. This basically, we go to all the rural areas of the locations where our plants are there. We hire people who have completed 12th class. It means they have to be in the age group of 18 to 20 years, and they have to complete the 12th class, and we pick up bright students who cannot afford the higher studies due to their family conditions and who really have aspiration to grow in their career or in their life. So we pick up those students and we put them on the SMT program. For those 2 years, they have to be there with us, Dr. Reddy's, in the hostels, and they have to study and also come to the shifts. So it will be on-the-job training for them. So hostel maintenance also will be done by Dr. Reddy's. For 2 years, they will be with us, and they come to the shifts in the weekdays. In the weekends, they do the education. That education is sponsored by Dr. Reddy's for 5 years, and we have partnered with BITS Hyderabad and Geetham's Vizag. So many people have aspirations to study in those kind of colleges who do not get due to the other external reasons. So Dr. Reddy's provides a platform for them to study in those kind of colleges. And in this SMTs, it has become one of the platform for us to build the pipeline at the entry level. So we made sure when we have taken the ESG goal of building 50% women workforce, we have ensured that 60+% women is coming into the SMT batches. So today, now this April also, we are getting a full batch of 80% women, where every year we hire around 200 SMTs, around 80% are women, and all these people are deployed into the production and engineering services roles only. And that too, they work only in clean rooms and productions, where they have to work with centrifuges and reactors. And our next program is on the apprenticeship program, where people who complete, these again also from rural areas, where they cannot go for the higher studies after completing their graduations. There's a program called apprentice program. In a year, every year we hire around 800 employees plus. So they are basically graduation who completed their BSc chemistries, or people who have completed their just B.Pharm, or from the local colleges of the rural areas. We pick up them and we put them onto the 1-year training program. And here also we have ensured that around 50% women colleagues are there, so that people are ready within 1 year and take up the full-time opportunity after 1 year. So we have a trained resources after 1 year of apprenticeship, because once they complete their graduation, they are little more mature than the SMT, where they come from 12th class to here with graduation. So these are the two programs where we have ensured that we have a talent pipeline via these two resources, so that we ensure that our goal is met of the 50% by 2035. And how are we building our cadre? Okay, we ensure that with these two programs, we are making that entry level are there. But what is the career that we are going to give once? Because 2002 we started SMTs, now it's almost all 20+ years. So how are we going to make careers? Because when we hire SMTs, almost all the retention is also there. Because once they complete 2 years, they have to complete their education. They stay for around 7 to 8 years. But what next for them? So we came up with this program called Cadre to SLT. Means people who have joined as a SMT trainee, how do we make them into site leadership roles? So we pick up the bright students who are contributing good in the sites and the shop floors, and we put them on the 12-month journey from a SMT point of view, where they can work on talent and technical and OE and digital, which is a need of the hour for the manufacturing sites. Second option, this is for the SLTs who are already there in the system. But people who are joining externally, how do we make sure that we also have a leadership? Because that's also other ESG goal that we have taken. So we have come up with a program called Site Leadership Bench Program. So people who are ready within 1 year, or who are ready after 6 months. So we put them on the site leadership programs, and we align with them on the mentorship. We assign a mentors for them, and we monitor their progress. And whenever, after thorough assessment, when they are ready, we put them on the leadership. So such one of our leader will be coming in the second half, who is also here. She is a site manufacturing head. Like that, we have already, since last 1.5 years, we have placed 5 people who have taken site bench, like the way we call bench in the IT industry. We have put them on the bench. They will be groomed, they will be monitored, and then when the right opportunity comes, we place them on the right opportunities. Another program, somebody was talking about mid-Sagar, Mrs. Sagar was there, who was talking about mid-career crisis was there. So people who have joined, because in manufacturing industry in Hyderabad and Andhra Pradesh, if you see, people join from rural areas, and they are very comfort in like, acha subah mein aaya, shaam mein chala gaya. So how do we grow their career? So at the end of that, they look up to us only. So we came up with a program called Chrysalis. So people who are completing 10 years or 11 years, who are still doing the team member kind of a level role, we put them onto this program. This is the 6th edition we just launched. Around 120 women have covered into this. This is again almost a 12-month journey, where we cover all the programs from a leadership point of view, and we put them. I am the first batch women who have completed the Chrysalis program last 5 years back. So now I was a team member level at that time. Now today I'm handling the site leadership role for 3 manufacturing units. So this program was very helpful, and this is the 6th edition that we started. Around 25 people again enrolled in this program from manufacturing sites. And this, apart from the talent and the cadre that we are doing, how do we build the ecosystem? How do we engage employees? How do we build our culture and care, so that we have the better retention and people stay connected to the organization? From a care point of view, if you just see the first point, we have initiated a very good initiative called WOW. Okay, this is basically a womb to world. Okay, I'll just talk about it more in the next slide, what it is. And second is leadership, safety leadership visit in the evening shifts. Okay, when we say this, generally since we had this night shift, in the API industry, API manufacturing sites, we have introduced this C shift, which is from 10 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. last year. So when we told all the women colleagues that you have to come, so there's a lot of resistance from women colleagues saying, no, how we can come? Can you please talk to my husband? Can you please talk to my mother-in-law? They don't allow what the society will say. Baju wale kya sochenge? I said, you have made this career. You know that this is a 365 days plan and 3 shift. You have to ensure that you have to convince your husband or you have to convince your mother-in-law. We will not convince them. So I had to do a lot of sessions with all the women employees. Now today, we have ensured every night shift, minimum 5 people are coming in the night shift, and they are only volunteering that, okay, I'm okay, I can come. For this, we also made sure that the crutch facility is also there in the night shift. The teacher is also there in the night shift, and we are also bringing kits also in the night shift. Further, the security is also there, and even the escort is also there in the night shift. And for this, what we have ensured, the site leadership team from each function will do a night duty officer. Means every night, one site leadership will come, and they will do a round, what is happening, because we have, after this initiative, they also will specifically talk to crèche teacher and the people who are working in the sites to ensure if there are no issues in the site. For this, when we started this, when the resistance came, one of our employees' husband literally came to the site. Madam, ऐसे कैसे बोलोगे आप रात में आने के लिए? मैंने बोला, I will give you a visitor pass. Please come inside. देखो आप कैसे हैं अंदर. It just looks like day only अंदर जाने के बाद में कुछ रात दिखता नहीं है. Okay. The other thing, since majority of people are coming from rural areas, there is no awareness on the how do we make them financial independence, okay? Because from the kind of families they bring in, they don't understand how to save the money. So we have done a lot of sessions on financial literacy. Now people are coming and talking, ma'am, मैंने उसमें invest किया है, mutual fund में invest किया है, 1000 रुपए किया है, but किया है हमने. So these kind of talks I am getting. So since last 2 years, we have done almost 7 to 8 financial literacy sessions. This we started during our Women's Day. Then a lot of requests came in saying, कि मैम और बोल सकते हो कि हम we want to do it. Because from people from like Andhra Pradesh and people from Miryalguda and Baddi also people started asking. And transport with escort. So these were the things that we do. If you see the picture also, when people will go on maternity, we do the baby showers in the plants. So our site leadership team also comes, and there's a whole lot of hangama happens on the baby shower thing. We give blessings from the site leadership and some small gifting happens. From a culture point of view, if you see, we have a woman celebrating women manufacturing. In the manufacturing, we are celebrating women success stories. So every fortnight, we are releasing one woman success story who started their career and what are the challenges they have brought and how they have contributed to the organization. So this is one way of celebrating the women's success in the manufacturing. And R&R at Leaders Connect. So whenever the CEO visit or CHO visits happen, we acknowledge the contributions done by across in the sites. In that also we ensure that it is not only male-centric, even women also can participate in the R&D programs. Shop floor connects, as I mentioned, we also do the NDO. Every month we do the FGDs with the women colleagues on any open issues that they are having, including the contract SLA, because in the manufacturing unit, equal amount of contract employees also will be there. So we also connect with them because they come from different states, like in AP, in Telangana, people come from Orissa. In AP, people come from Bihar and come and work. They don't know the language. They don't understand what people talk. So we also talk to them in the local language and understand their concerns as well. And on the comeback career, as in the previous slide, in the first Aditya Birla, we also have the comeback careers, people who want to come back and work. So these are the care and culture that we do with the shop floor. As I mentioned on the WOW journey, this we started last 2 years back. So this is a whole start when the woman employee declares that she is conceived. So it divided into 4 chapters. One is prenatal care, second and third trimester, where we give the kits to them. We give the access to them to health and nutrition, and even the consultant gynecologist also connects with them to check on their health and all everything, so that they are taken care in those 2 months. And then once they postnatal care, 6 months post-delivery, once they come, so how is their lactation happening and how is their health, any nutrition, social, parenting. So this is a whole month program on the WOW that we do. And crèche support, as I mentioned, we have a crèche support in each plant. That is also a requirement from a factory's point of view. But also on the crèche thing, we recently also got audited from a third-party agency, like what are the crèche guidelines that has to be done apart from the factory's requirement. Factory ka kya only jagah chahiye bas, but what are the real requirements that are there, we done, and we have implemented that. After also we have another in the WOW, we have made sure that people who have completed 18 years of child for women employees who need the parental workshops, like what is in these many days, this is a very challenge for all the parents at what kind of education that they have to take, okay, based on their own capability of their kids. So we ensure that there are a lot of career counseling happens for the parents along with the kids. So we have partnered with Mentoria, is one of our third-party agency who does this. My daughter also have gone through this parental workshop, and she is in the 11th standard, and she has taken after completing the assessment, now we came to know that she is very good in humanities and law, so she's doing that already right now. So this is the initiative on WOW that we just wanted to share. And these are the few glimpses, as I mentioned, and this is the Women of GMO, as I mentioned, success stories of women that we are doing every fortnight. We have just complete story of how their career journey is there, what are their contributions, what are the challenges they get in the shop floor and all. And this is from Dr. Reddy's. Thank you.
Next up, we have Zalak Modi, Head DEI and Internal Communication from Tata Motors. Let's welcome her with a warm round of applause.
So hi everyone, good morning. I think for the last time today because we're at 11:56. I'm going to do it slightly differently today. So I don't know how many of you all are aware, but Tata Motors, we went through a demerger in October. So we have the commercial vehicle business and the passenger vehicle business. I'm going to primarily focus on the passenger vehicle piece because that's the segment that I take care of. I'm not here to talk about something that many of you, may or may not know about, but I want to do a quick show of hands if that's fine to start with. How many of you have seen a Tata Harrier or Safari in the last week on road? Okay. I have some puzzled faces, like, why are you asking that question? There are quite a few of them on the road. Moving to my next question. How many of you have sat in one? Not bad. Okay, last one. How many of you know the story behind the making of the Safari and the Harrier? Okay, that's just 3 hands in all. I'm not going to share the story. I have a film to take you through that.
मैं वैष्णवी, मैं टाटा मोटर्स में गाड़ियाँ बनाती हूँ। मैं अकेली ही नहीं, बल्कि टाटा हैरियर और टाटा सफारी एसयूवी की पूरी असेंबली लाइन महिलाओं की है। हाँ, आपने सही सुना। रास्ते पर चलती हर एक टाटा सफारी और टाटा हैरियर पूरी तरह महिलाओं ने बनाई है।
मैं धनश्री। प्रीमियम एसयूवी गाड़ियाँ खुद के हाथों से बनाने का एहसास कैसा होता है ये मैं बता नहीं सकती।
मैं बताती हूँ मुझे कैसा लगता है। मेरा नाम है नेहा और मुझे ये काम करके बड़ा पावरफुल महसूस होता है क्योंकि हम गाड़ियाँ ही इतनी पावरफुल बनाते हैं।
मेरा नाम मोनिका है। गाड़ी तैयार होने के बाद हम इसकी जांच करते हैं। ये रास्ते पे चलने के काबिल पूरी तरह से सुरक्षित हो तभी हम इसे आगे भेजते हैं। जब भी हमारी बनाई हुई गाड़ी जांच में पारित होती है और हर एक कसौटी पर खरी उतरती है, हमारा दिल गर्व से भर जाता है।
मेरा नाम प्रियंका है। टाटा मोटर्स में काम करने की वजह से मुझे जिंदगी का सही गियर मिल गया। टाटा मोटर्स ने मुझे बहुत आत्मविश्वास दिया। मैंने कभी सपनों में भी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं गाड़ियाँ बनाऊंगी। लोगों को लगता है गाड़ियाँ बनाना मर्दों का काम है, लेकिन टाटा मोटर्स की महिलाओं ने ये गलत साबित कर दिया। हम सब 20-25 साल की लड़कियां हैं जो असेंबली लाइन का सारा काम करती है। 15 किलो का वेट ट्रेन भी उठा लेती है। भारी कामों के लिए हमें रोबोट्स और मैनिपुलेटर्स चलाने का प्रशिक्षण भी दिया गया है।
हमारे यहाँ लगभग 1500 महिलाएं नाइट शिफ्ट के साथ साथ 3 शिफ्ट में काम करती है और सैकड़ों गाड़ियाँ बनाती है। आज हम आपको कौशल्यपूर्ण और आत्मविश्वास से भरी दिखाई दे रही है, लेकिन हमारा यहाँ तक का सफर कठिनाइयों से भरा था। हमने जब गाड़ी बनाने की फैक्ट्री में काम करने की इच्छा प्रकट की तब हमारे आसपास के लोगों ने हमारा मजाक उड़ाया, हम पर संदेह जताया और अविश्वास दिखाया।
इसी दौरान टाटा मोटर्स ने दिया हुआ हौसला बहुत मायने रखता है। महिलाओं की सुरक्षा का विशेष ध्यान रखते हुए हमारी कंपनी ने असेंबली लाइन में बहुत सारे स्ट्रक्चरल परिवर्तन भी किए हैं।
पहले जब हमने बताया कि हमें नाइट शिफ्ट में काम करना है तो घर वाले बिल्कुल राजी नहीं थे। फिर टाटा ने हमें हमारी सुरक्षा का विश्वास दिलाया। हमारी सुरक्षा के लिए हर रोज 2 सिक्योरिटी गार्ड के साथ बस हमें कंपनी से घर के दरवाजे तक छोड़ती है।
सुरक्षा के साथ साथ हमारे खाने का भी ख्याल रखा जाता है। फैक्ट्री के डॉक्टर्स हमें पौष्टिक और संपूर्ण आहार मिले, इसका पूरा ख्याल रखते हैं।
इसी प्रकार का सहयोग जरूरी होता है किसी भी कंपनी में विविधता समाने के लिए। टाटा मोटर्स की वजह से हमें हमारा आगे बढ़ने का सपना पूरा करने का मौका मिला। पढ़ाई के साथ साथ जॉब की वजह से हम हमारे परिवार की सारी ज़रूरतें पूरी कर सकते हैं। टाटा मोटर्स का कौशल्या डिप्लोमा हमें कमाने के साथ साथ आगे सीखने का मौका भी देता है। आज मैं भारत की सबसे ज़्यादा बिकने वाली एसयूवी बनाती हूँ। एक दिन मैं वो ज़रूर खरीदूँगी। मैं मेहनत करके मेरा सपना पूरा करूँगी। अच्छी किस्मत की ज़रूरत नहीं जब मेरा जुनून है साथ में और किसी से कोई उम्मीद नहीं। मैं खुद बदलूंगी हालात। मेरी लकीरें मिटाना किसी के बस में नहीं, क्योंकि मेहंदी वाले नहीं है मेहनत वाले हाथ मेरे।
So this is actually from 2022. That's when we started with 1,500 women. We started with an A and B shift. Today we also have this the C shift, and it resonates with the stories we heard before this, where we had women coming up and saying we want to do more. We used to have a capacity of 1.5 cars that were rolling out from the line. We moved that up to 5 lakh. Every car today is made by women on the road, whether it's a Harrier or a Safari. That's done by them end to end. We've made sure that the lines have been structured in a way that they're able to lift the weight, because it's not possible for them to physically do some of the things that their male counterparts can do. We've enabled them with that. You see 1,700 plus women, that's the average that we have, because seasonality comes into play. It goes up to 2,000 women, around the festive season. Besides that, we have 200 Harrier and Safaris made every day. While I have the 5 lakh number, it's also a daily basis that comes into play. And overall, our diversity quotient on the shop floor is 13%. Having said that, it's not been easy for everyone, but at the lack of repetition, we face similar problems, where we have people coming up and saying, we can't do this, or, our families are not allowing it. But, strong policies and the entire piece on taking care and nurturing your people is what makes the biggest impact. Moving to Kaushalya, we referenced that before. So one of the biggest game changers for us is the Kaushalya program. It's learn while you earn. We just heard about that with Dr. Reddy's as well. For us, how it works is that we have ITI and 12th pass individuals who come. They do a program where you are working and you are studying at the same time. It becomes very hard then for families to say no for girls to sort of come on board because they are taking something back home. And very happy to say that this year they had 100% placement across men and women, and it's not placed only in Tata Motors, but we have absorbed a lot of women at Tata Motors, which make up our lines for Harrier and Safari. And the Kaushalya program itself has 23% diversity, so that's almost 600 women that we absorb from there, in that sense. The other piece that we do is, besides having, very, very strong policies, I think that's something that the group overall really thrives and is proud of. We have programs which actually sensitize managers and people on the shop floor as to how to deal with, different people, because what happens is it's your experience and the felt experience that matters the most. So coming to the piece on, what we do, I've just pulled out 3 key pieces that we work on and we focus very extensively on. The first one being empower. While this is largely for our white collar, what actually happens is, and the reason that I've put it up, top and front and center is, it's what we then take back to the lines. The idea is that we're empowering our, female staff and our women to stand up and become role models for people on the shop floor. Because if you don't have that, back in the office, you're not going to be able to take that out there. It's a 3-day immersive program that we do. And it actually ends with a project that you need to roll out, and it becomes a part of your stretch. right? So that's on Empower. Wonderful Conversations is actually a group initiative, and they were the ones who supported us with the video that you all saw before this as well. The idea is talking about unconscious bias that we spoke about, you know, how to deal with the, you know, real life situations when it comes to, say, posh, or, you know, just dealing with having different people of, you know, different castes, ethnicities, and things like that coming to you at, you know, on your line. And the last one, which is, you know, an extension of the Wonderful Conversation, which we started as a pilot this year, is Allyship in Action. Because it's one thing to make you aware of what the biases are and, you know, how to navigate them. But the other thing is actually making sure it happens. So we do like an immersive 2-hour program, and we go across plant locations. This is only with managers of, you know, women colleagues who are on the line, how to deal with it. Because what we're seeing increasingly is a lot of Gen Zs, and the way they speak, the way they behave, their entire body language and approach is very different, very relaxed from what people on the shop floor are used to. When I joined Tata Motors, you know, 9 years ago, the average age was 40, 45. Today it's come down to 30. I've seen that in the last 10 years, and we don't see that changing. So the idea is, how do we make it more inclusive for them every single day? And if we cannot do it on the line, it's not going to make the larger impact, and that's how we largely look at it. That's really what we have to offer today. Besides that, in terms of the nurture piece, like I said, I'm not going to, you know, get into the detail, because I've seen that everyone does similar things, and happy to connect over lunch for that one. If I have 5 minutes, if anyone has questions, if you all are okay with it, I'd be happy to take it, or we can take this offline.
Hi, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Sneha. I'm from Aditya Birla Group HR team. I have a precise question on the Empower Her. If you can just throw some more light on the allyship in action and the Empower Her, and also if you can just highlight some, you know, inclusion intervention with respect to women. Not exactly particularly on the diversity piece, but on the inclusion piece.
Can you just elaborate on the inclusion piece? I mean, these two I'll touch upon, but is there something in particular?
Yeah, so basically, if I have to say, inclusion is in one or two initiatives which are specifically, you know, driving under the umbrella of inclusion in Tata Motors. Anything which is driven at a unit level, or anything which is driven from the group, if it's there, maybe it would be happy to hear about it.
So,
Thank you.
Empower Her is basically, like I said, it's, you know, it's a 3-day immersive course. It's about helping you build your brand as an individual. It's helping you, you know, navigate real life situations that you may have faced. It's, we have our top leadership coming in. It is, and how we, you know, select people is, it's nomination based, right? And it comes from the business HR heads basis, you know, your performance. So it's not open to all. It is by invite only. An offshoot of that, you know, in a larger sense, is Ally Her, which comes to your piece on inclusion, right? It's so for Empower Her, it's about everyone. Ally Her is about how can you make real life buddies on the shop floor, and how you are really walking the talk. Because oftentimes what we face is, we have people coming back to us saying, you know what, I'm not comfortable speaking to a male colleague, or they dismiss me. So when you have a female, you know, buddy running the line, and you have, we have like a monthly catch up with all the line managers, and they're typically female. So what we do is, in every group you have at least one female. More often than not, it's two, because we have, you know, that kind of representation. So the idea is that, you know, they get to be seen and heard. So that's how the Ally Her piece works. It's more driven from the ground. It's decentralized in that sense. Allyship in action is really just about taking sensitization to, you know, the next step, because you know who an ally is, but how do you behave as an ally? What do you do differently is where we come from. We actually, as a part of our program, and this was created in-house, we do role play at the end of, you know, the program, where you have a scenario with two ways to look at it. So you have two people playing out, say, I heard elder care, you know, that's a big problem we face in our plants as well. So, you know, when, say, an individual goes to their, you know, team lead or the manager saying, I want time off for elder care, or I want to relocate, how do you react with and without empathy to make the difference? And when you say reacting with empathy, it doesn't always mean giving in. It's about how you navigate the situation. So I think, you know, I mean, and that's a culture we're trying to build. It's not about being a yes man or, yes, women, right? It's about how you don't impact business, but also take care of your people. So that's largely, the piece. I mean, I can take you through more details offline, so happy to share that.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Shravani. I'm in third year mechanical engineering. So I like that each company is taking an initiative to avoid the biasness and everything. But like I'm a student myself, so in my class there are around 180 students. So the ratio is like there are 10 to 15 girls while the rest are boys. So there's a mindset in the boys ki we can do this, we can do that. So at every step, we girls have to prove, no, we can also do this. So how to tackle these kinds of things?
So that's where we have a buddy program, right? Everyone comes with a buddy. A. B, we have something known as Speak Studio. And the idea is to groom these individuals in-house to speak up for themselves. A very real-life example that I tend to give when I meet these girls is that at home, if you're not happy with something, do you keep quiet and just push yourself in a corner, or do you ask for what you want? Don't treat this differently. You need to stand up for yourself, so don't get pushed into a corner.
But in home, it's like 3 or 4 people. Here, it's like 50, 60. That's the difference.
See, I agree, but you need to push for what you want. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.